Open your book to page 268. So let's go over the review. So start with number 1. You have the m squared times m to the 3. So this will equal to m to the 5. And that's it. So again, you apply the product rule. You just add the exponents. So number 2, you got y times y squared, y7. So this will equal to y to the 8. And that's it. Right. Okay, number 3, you have 2 times 2 squared. So this is equal to 2 to the 3. Now because the number is kind of easy, so you can work it out. So it's equal to 8. Let's go to number 4. You have x to the 2y times x to the 5y. So again, you apply the power rule and the product rule. So when you multiply, you add the exponents. So you get x to the 7y, and that's it. Okay, let's go to number 5. You have 10 times 10 to the y. So again, you add the exponent. So this is equal to 10 to the 1 plus y. Okay. Let's go to number 6. You have a to the 5 times a to the negative 3. So you can just add the exponent. So 5 plus negative 3 will give you 2. So it'll be a to the 2. Okay. Another method is you flip this over and you subtract. Either way, you get the same answer. Okay, number 7. You got 5x times x squared plus 7. So this one you need to apply the distributive property. So you multiply, you get 5x to the 3. You multiply, you get plus 35x. Okay, and that's it. So distributive property. Number 8, you have 5x squared y plus 3x minus 1 times negative 2x. So again, this is a distributive property. So you distribute, so multiply, you get negative 10. So number, then you go down the alphabet, so it can be x to the 3y. So done with the first one, then you go to the next term, multiply. So you're going to get negative 6 x squared, and you do the last one, so it would be plus 2x, and that would be it. Okay, let's go to number 9. So you can just look at your homework and check and make sure you know how to do each of the problem. Okay, number 9, you have negative 5e f squared, negative f to the 7, g to the 3. You have negative 10 e to the 4, g to the 2. And you have negative 2ef. So when you have a lot of things to multiply, you want to do one part at a time. So first, you take care of the sign. So you got negative, 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 will give you positive. Then you go down the number. So you got 5 times 1 times 10 times 2. It's easy if you multiply this first. So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. So sign, number, and you go down the alphabet. So do the e. So you got e to the 1, e to the 4, e to the 1. So e to the 6. Right? Then you do the f. So you got 2 here, 2, 7, and 1. So this will give you 10. Okay? And then do the g. So you got 3 and 2 will be the 5. Okay? And that's it. So make sure you know how to multiply. Yeah, let's go to 10. You have 3x to the 3 power. So this one you have to apply the power rule. So let's go down and line things up. So 3 to the 3 power is 27. X to the 3 power is x to the 3. And that's it. Let's go to number 11. You have x squared y to the 3 to the 4th power. So can you apply each part? So this would be x to the 8. By exponent of exponent, you multiply. It would be x to the 8, y to the 12. Okay, let's go to number 12. You have n to the negative 5 to the negative 3. So again, you apply the power rule, so you multiply. So you're going to get n to the 15. and that's it. So let's go to 13. You have p to the negative 3 to the 5 power. So you apply the power rule, so you're going to get p to the negative 15, and that's it, right? You apply, you multiply. Yeah, let's go to number 14. You have 2c to the negative 4. So you apply, so you're going to get 2 to the negative 4, c to the negative 4, and the negative exponent, you have to flip it over. So this becomes 1 over 2 to the 4 is 16, and this would be c to the 4. Okay, let's go to 15. Okay, number 15, you have k to the negative 7 to the 0 power. So anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, so you need to know the 0 power rule, right? Number 16, you have s to the 4 times t to the minus 1 is whole thing to the negative 3 power. So that's going to apply each of these. So you can apply the power rule. So this becomes s to the negative 12, and this will become t to the 3. Right? Negative 1 times 3 give you 3. Then after that, you're going to flip this over because it's negative exponent. So it'd be t to the 3 over t to the s to the 12. And that's it. Okay, let's go to 17. You have negative 2x to the 4 square. So you have to apply the square to every part. So negative square is positive. 2 square is 4. X to the 4 to square, it be x to the 8. And that's it. So you can make sure you do each one part at a time. So let's go to 18. You have negative 5a to the negative 4 to the 3 power. So you can apply each part. So negative 3 to the 3 power means you got negative times negative times negative. So it's negative. Then you go to the 5. 5 to the 3 power is 5 times 5 times 5. So it'd be 125. A to the negative 4 power to the 3 power would be a to the negative 12. Okay, so you apply the power rule first. And make sure you show your work. Okay, on the test, show your steps. Then after that, you have to get rid of the negative exponent. So this gets flipped over to the bottom. So this would be a to the 12. Okay. Let's go to number 19. Okay, let's go to number 19. Okay, so for number 19, you have negative 10 to the negative 3. Okay, so apply the power rule. So again, negative to the 3 power. So it's negative times negative times negative. So it's negative. Then you have the 10 to the negative 3 power. Right, so this is 1 to the 3 power, so it'd be negative. So 10 to the negative 3. Okay, then after that you flip it over. So it'd be negative 1 over 1,000. And that's it. Okay? Number 20. You have r to the 7 over r to the 5. So again, you have division. So you subtract the exponent. So you use a portion rule, right? So you're going to have r to the 2, right? 7 minus 5, you get 2. Okay. Okay, go to 21. You have x to the negative 4 over x to the 5. So first thing you want to do is going to apply the negative power rule, right? So flip it over to the bottom. So when it's nothing on the top, you write down 1. So you're going to get x to the 4, x to the 5, right? Again, negative exponent, flip over to the bottom. So this becomes 1 over x to the 9. So make sure you do things step by step so you don't make mistakes. Okay, let's go to 22. Okay, I have a c over d to the 4th power. So apply each part. So you're going to get c to the 4 over d to the 4. Right, and that's it, right? Again, apply this to each part. Okay, 23. You got m to the 0 over m to the negative 3. So this one is negative on the bottom, so you need to flip this over. Again, negative exponent means use it to flip things over, right? So when you flip over to the top, now m to the 0 is 1. So when you flip this over to the top, it becomes m to the 3, and that's it. Right? Okay, number 24, you got x to the 4 plus x to the 2. This one you cannot do anything to it. Okay, you cannot add because they are different terms. They are unlike terms, so cannot do anything. So just leave it alone. Cannot be simplified. Okay, 25, you got n to the negative 6 over n to the 0. So negative exponent, it can flip over to the bottom. So, and n to the 0 is 1, right? So this is just 1, and this gets flipped over to the bottom, so it becomes n to the 6. And that's it. Okay. Let's go to 26. Okay, got x squared, y to the 3, 2z to the 4 to the 5 power. Now you got more stuff now, right? But again, if you apply the rule, everything will be fine, right? So just apply the power rule. So you apply that, so you're going to get x to the 10. To do the next one, this one over here, will give you y to the 15. And this 2 to the 5 will give you 32. And z to the 4 to the 5 will give you z to the 20. Okay, so you can apply that and check see if you can simplify. In this case, you cannot, and so that's it. Okay, let's go to 27. You have a to the negative 4 over b to the 3, c to the 0 to the negative 5. Okay, so again, you apply that. So this would be a to the 20 power. This would be b to the negative 15. And c to the 0 to the negative 5 power would be c to the 0, right? Again, 0 times negative 5 is still 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1, so you don't have to write anything. Okay, then your next step is you have to use the negative exponent to flip things over. So you have to flip over to the top. So you get a to the 20, b to the 15, and that's it. Okay, okay, let's go to 28. You have x to the negative 5 times x to the negative 3. So again, when you multiply, you add an exponent, so you're going to get x to the negative 8. Then you have to use a negative exponent to flip it over, so it becomes 1 over x to the 8. And that's it. Okay. Let's go to 29. You have r to the negative 6, s to the 5, t to the negative 3 to the 4th power. So again, first you apply the power rule, right? So you're going to get r to the negative 24. This one is going to be s to the 20, t to the negative 12. Okay? Then after that, you're going to use a negative to flip it over. Negative exponent get flipped over. So this one flip over to the bottom. Then you go over here, this one stay, this one does not flip. This one get flipped over to the top. Okay, again, only the negative exponent you can use to flip over, right? So this one, do not flip this one because this one does not have a negative exponent. And that's it. Okay, let's go to number 30. Okay, number 30, you have this big glob of things to a 0 power. The answer is 1, right? Anything to a 0 power would be 1. Unless the base is 0, right? So again, you have this whole thing to a 0 power, the answer is 1, right? Yeah, again, so when you have something to a 0 power, the answer is 1. So you don't have to bother to try to work it out. Okay, okay, 31. You have 5, a, 3, b to the negative 4 to the negative 2. So again, you apply the power rule. So this would be 5 to the negative 2 power. This would be a to the negative 6 power. This would be b to the 8 power. Again, apply the power rule. Do one step at a time. And after that, you're going to start to flip things over. So this gets flipped to the bottom. This gets flipped to the bottom. This one does not get flipped because it's positive already. Then you work it out. So you're going to get b to the 8 over 25 a to the 6. Again, when you do step by step, then you will avoid careless mistakes. But when you get sloppy, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Okay, let's go to 32. Yeah, 9x to the 8, y to the 3, times negative 7x to the 4, y to the 5. So again, when you multiply, first you take care of the sign. So positive times negative is negative. Then you go down the number, 9 times 7 is 63. Then you go down the alphabet, so it'd be x to the 12, and the y would be y to the 8. And that's it. So make sure you know how to multiply. Okay, let's go to 33. You have 2x times 3x squared minus x minus 3x squared minus 4. So now you have parentheses, right? So you need to work it out. You need to multiply out. So distribute. So you got 6x to the 3. Multiply. Again, you have to know how to distribute. So minus 2x squared. So that get rid of the parentheses. Again, to get rid of the parentheses, you multiply by what is in front. So right now you have parentheses over here. So you need to multiply by what is in front. So distribute. So you multiply. You get minus 3x squared. Multiply. You get plus 4. Then after that, you need to go and combine like terms. So this one and this one can combine. So you got 6x to the 3 minus 5x squared plus 4. And that would be your answer. Okay, so you can make sure you know how to distribute. Okay, let's go to 34. You got 2m squared n times 3m n squared minus 2n minus 5m n squared times 2m minus 3m squared n. So this is kind of long, right? But just apply the technique. Again, you distribute to multiply. So do the number first. So 2 times 3 is 6. Then you go down the alphabet. So this will be m3 and n3. Right? So you're done with the first term. Then you do the next term. Okay, so you can multiply. So you're going to get minus 4 m squared n squared. Okay, so make sure you know how to distribute. Then you go to the next. So you go to the next parentheses. Again, you multiply by what is in front. So multiply. So you're going to get negative 10 m squared n squared. Then you go to the next one. So again, multiply. Negative times negative is positive. 5 times 3 is 15. M times m squared is m to the 3. N squared times n is n to the 3. Okay, so after you multiply, you check for like terms. So this one over here, right, you got m3, n3. You got m3, n3. So these two are like terms. So when you add, you get 21 m3, n3. Then you go to the next part. This is m squared, n squared. So these two are like terms. So I'm going to add these two together. So minus 4 minus 10 would be minus 14 m squared, n squared. So again, make sure you know how to distribute. Make sure you know how to combine like terms. Okay, let's go to 35. You got 4 to the negative 2 power. Now you have to understand the instruction. So far, from 1 through 34, the instruction is you want to get rid of the negative exponents. Okay? So that's why when you have negative exponent, you have to flip it over. But now, the instruction says you want to evaluate. Evaluate means you want to come up with a number. Okay? So that's what evaluate means. So again, so first you need to flip this over. So this is 1 over 4 squared. And then you work it out, so it'd be 1 over 16. And that's it. And let's go to number 36. You have 10 to the negative 2 squared. So again, use the power rule to work it out. So it'd be 10 to the negative 4. And then you flip it over. And if you leave it, that's fine. But if this one's kind of easy, you should be able to work it out. Okay, number 37. You got 2 to the 0 over 2 to the negative 3. So this is the negative exponent, so you flip over to the top. And 2 to the 0 is 1, right? So 1 doesn't do anything. So this will be just 2 to the 3 power, and so this will equal to 8. Okay, let's go to number 38. You have 4 to the 0 times 3 squared. So 4 to the 0 is 1, 3 squared is 9, so answer equal to 9. So you can go down step by step, work it out. Okay, number 39, you have negative 8 squared over negative 8 squared, right? So you have to be careful with this one. So negative squared is positive, 8 squared is 64. Again, exponent is what it, exponent applies to whatever is immediately before it. So over here, this applies to entire parentheses. Whereas on the bottom, the square is only for the 8, not for the negative. Again, exponent is only for what is immediately before it. So again, this is only for the 8, not for the negative. So this negative stays. So 8 squared is 64. So your answer would be negative 1. Okay, let's go to number 40. You have a to the 3 b squared. Now this instruction says you want to rewrite this so that you will have no denominator, okay? And you can use negative exponent now. So again, you have to understand the instruction of what they're asking you to do. So up to here, you want to get rid of the negative exponent. Over here, you want to get rid of the denominator. So you have to flip this over. So this becomes a to the 3, b to the negative 2. Okay, and that's it. Okay, let's go to 41. So you got m squared over n to the negative 3. So flip this over to get rid of the denominator. So you got m squared, and this flip over become n to the 3. Okay, let's go to 42. So you got u to the negative 4 v3. You have 10 to the 2 w to the negative 5. So again, you want to get rid of denominators, you want to flip things over. Now when you flip things over, don't put a number in the back. Okay, the number always goes before the alphabet. So you want to flip this to the front, flip this to the back. So you're going to get 10 to the negative 2, u to the negative 4, v to the 3, w to the 5. Right? This gets flipped over, so negative already become positive, and that's it. So leave that alone. Leave this number alone, just like that. Okay, let's go to 43. Yeah, 45,300. You want to convert this into scientific notation. So scientific notation, we have one digit before the decimal. So it'll be 4.53 times 10 to a number. So right now the decimal is over here, so you have to move over 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to move over 4. So you have to compensate for it, right? So again, this number, it goes from big to small. So exponent will go from small to big. And that's it. Okay, number 44. Number 44, you have 0.03156. To make into scientific notation, again, you got one digit before the decimal times 10 to the, so again, the decimal is over here, so you have to move over 1, 2. So you have to move over 2 spots. Now, because you make the number bigger, so your exponent will become smaller. So right now it's 0. To make it smaller, it will become negative 2. So make sure you know how to do your scientific notation. Okay, so that's it for the review.